Well, it's taken a while, but I think I'm now done with the electrical side of things. So this is my switchboard. I've got Atlas switches here for all of the points. A couple of hinges here to keep the panel up. So I do need to, I've just drawn them by pencil, a roughed up track diagram. My idea is to now print on paper the track diagram, have it come right up to the edge, cover over this part, and then put some clear plexiglass or something on top to finish it off. This is for connecting the DCC controller. So underneath, I'm going to tidy up this just a bit, as I have done on this side, a lot neater with wire ties. One of my earlier videos I'd posted, I was using computer RS-232 cable to connect this all up. That idea went right out the window, and now we're using just regular terminal blocks such as this, which are then screwed up and inside, out of the way. The reason why is it turns out my soldering skills aren't up to what it needs. So over here is the result of my having crossed two wires together. These motors only need a pulse of electricity, so when you cross wire and they get a full juice, they end up melting the plastic. So lesson learned, this motor is still on the track because it does still work. So all of the motors are now wired up. As you can see here, the wires run back to the panel over there, underneath the baseboard here. Not too much to do to tidy this part up. One thing I did also do is I put a power bus under here. So the green and the red wire are my power bus. I've used these suitcase connectors to then run drops up to the depot area. So you can see here's one of the drops here, another one there. So what I try to do is, after a set of points, put in another drop on each leg. I didn't bother here because it was going to be problematic for running the wires up. Not quite as simple as it seems to do this, it turns out. At least the way I did it, probably didn't do it the right way. I laid the track down, drilled the holes either side where I thought the wire droppers would need to go, fed them up through. You can see here I'm soldering onto the rail joiner here at a 90-degree angle. At first I thought I was just going to solder them, straight underneath. No one will see the wire coming up out the side. Next to impossible to get the wire to bend and then sit flush. So I've gone instead for the 90-degree angle. I've got another one going on down here. And once I ballast it, the ballast is just going to cover right over the top. So I also took some stone, that's Woodland Scenic stone, to the tunnels here, the tunnel mouths. I'm going to glue them in place like that to the baseboard and then put the ballast around afterwards. And that has then led me to say, well, I better get this hillside going. I did take a stab at the top piece, which is missing here. The top of the hill was to use the sheets of grass, then Woodland Scenics. It just hasn't worked at all, so I'm going to go with tried and trusted paint, then scatter, then glue, and more scatter. The big sheet. In fact, hang on. We can have a quick look at the sheet sticking this onto a contoured surface, well, first of all, I used wood, just PVA, and that hasn't stuck at all. Surprise, surprise, because the surface is porous, which is why we have puddles of glue stuck to the floor, where it leaked out afterwards, like weeks afterwards. And it's also, the PVA's, you can see here, is flaked off between. So I'm just not at all happy with this. So this, I thought it was a quick fix. As with most quick things, it turns out not to be so quick. So that's all going to come off, and we'll do the same scatter technique as for the rest of it.